Welcome back to the channel Lift On.
Luxe Loft interior design, the fusion of individuality, balance, and timeless luxury. Luxe Loft interior design is a story about contrasts, balance, and refined individuality. It's not the typical loft you've seen before, and it's not pure luxury either. It's the fusion of both, where raw industrial architecture meets curated elegance. In this video, we'll take you through this unique concept, show you why it works, and most importantly, how you can create your very own Luxe Loft escape. Stay with us until the end, because we'll share the guiding principles that will help you design a home that feels both strong and graceful. Before we jump in, please press like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss new videos. This helps YouTube share our content with more people. And if you'd like to support the channel more, please use super thanks. Every bit of support means the world to us and helps us keep making great content for you. A brief history. The loft as a style started in the 1950s and 60s, when old industrial buildings were transformed into living spaces. They were raw, functional, and urban. Luxury interiors, on the other hand, grew from classical tradition, symmetry, rich textures, curated art, and an attention to proportion. Luxe Loft takes these two very different stories and brings them together. Instead of seeing industry and luxury as opposites, we treat them as complementary. The structure provides strength, the luxury brings refinement. Why choose Luxe Loft? Because most interiors lean too much to one side. Industrial can often feel cold, unfinished, or overly masculine, with exposed structures dominating the space and little sense of comfort. Luxury can slip into excess, where too much ornament or shine takes away the calm and clarity a home should have. Luxe Loft sits in between, balanced, ordered, sophisticated, where strength is softened by elegance, and elegance is grounded by structure. It's for those who love urban architecture but also appreciate art, fine materials, and carefully curated design details that give a space soul. It's a style that respects history through its raw textures yet feels very contemporary in its clean lines and intentional composition. The benefits of Luxe Loft interior design. Before we dive into the core principles, let's pause and talk about what this style really gives you. Because Luxe Loft isn't just about how a space looks, it's about how it makes you feel and how it supports the way you live. Balance of strength and elegance. Luxe Loft gives you the best of two worlds that normally don't coexist easily. Industrial interiors can feel bold but often come across as too raw, while luxury interiors risk being overly polished and detached. By blending the two, you create a dialogue between strength and refinement. The steel beams or exposed concrete become more than just structure. They become a backdrop for marble, glass, or velvet. It's this balance that makes the space feel strong, but never cold, elegant but never fragile. A timeless, contemporary look. Trends come and go, but Luxe Loft draws on two design languages that never lose relevance. Industrial architecture connects to history, to old warehouses, ateliers, and urban living. Luxury adds the curated details and finishes that keep it fresh and contemporary. Together, they create interiors that evolve with you and don't feel dated after a few seasons. The result is a home that feels grounded in the past yet fully alive in the present. spaces that breathe. Minimalism in Luxe Loft doesn't mean empty white boxes. It means carefully edited spaces where every line and surface has a purpose. Open layouts and high ceilings create a natural sense of air and flow, while thoughtful furnishing avoids clutter. The calm comes not from starkness but from order, from knowing that each material and object belongs. Living in such a space gives you clarity of mind and a feeling of ease every time you step inside. Curated individuality. Luxe Loft isn't a formula, it's a framework that allows your own story to shine. Because the style combines raw and refined elements, it's incredibly versatile in showcasing personal treasures. A single artwork, a sculptural lamp, or a vintage piece can become the centerpiece without disturbing balance. The neutrality of industrial backdrops makes curated objects stand out like gallery pieces. This means your home feels both unique and deeply personal, while still being cohesive and harmonious. Elevated daily living. The true magic of Luxe Loft is not just in how it looks, but in how it elevates everyday life. Cooking in a kitchen that feels like a blend of a chef's atelier and a design showroom is inspiring. Hosting friends in a living room that's both spacious and intimate makes gatherings unforgettable. Even quiet mornings, surrounded by balanced textures and natural light, feel like moments of calm luxury. It's a style that makes every day feel intentional, grounded, and a little extraordinary. Which of these benefits resonates most with your lifestyle? Share your thoughts in the comments. The core principles of Luxe Loft. Now, let's look at the foundation of this style. These are the 10 guiding principles we use to design Luxe Loft spaces, and you can use them too. Respect the architecture. The foundation of Luxe Loft is always the architecture itself. Exposed beams, concrete ceilings, or brick walls are not flaws to be covered but features to be celebrated. By highlighting these raw structures, you give the space authenticity and soul. The key is balance. Allow them to stand out, but never let them overwhelm. When treated with respect, the architecture becomes the canvas for everything else. Create balance between raw and refined. Industrial strength needs luxury softness, and luxury elegance needs industrial grounding. Think steel paired with velvet, concrete softened by a silk rug, or raw brick contrasted with polished brass. This contrast creates tension, but it's a harmonious one. Each element elevates the other, making the whole space feel complete. Without this balance, you risk falling into coldness or excess. Curate, don't accumulate. Luxury is not about how much you have, but how intentional it feels. In Luxe Loft, every piece, whether a chair, sculpture, or vase, is chosen with care. Avoid crowding the space. Instead, let objects breathe. This turns each one into a statement, almost like artwork in a gallery. Curation creates calm, while accumulation creates noise. Use contrast in light and color. Luxe Loft thrives on contrasts, not just in materials but also in palette. Light floors against dark furniture, muted walls against rich textures, or a single deep accent like navy or burgundy against an earthy base. This play of light and shadow makes the interior feel dimensional and alive. Without contrast, the space would feel flat, but with it, every surface speaks. Mix materials thoughtfully. The richness of Luxe Loft comes from material variety, but always in measured proportions. Wood, glass, stone, leather, and metal can coexist beautifully when each is given its place. Avoid the temptation to use everything everywhere. Instead, layer materials for depth and texture. For example, a wooden floor grounds the room, a glass partition adds lightness, and brass accents give refinement. The result is a tactile experience where every surface tells its own story. Play with scale and proportion. Loft spaces often have soaring ceilings and open plans. Use them. A large chandelier or oversized artwork can anchor the volume, while low, wide furniture balances it at eye level. This interplay between big gestures and quiet details creates drama without chaos. Remember, scale should enhance the architecture, not fight it. When proportion is respected, the room feels both grand and comfortable. Integrate art as a core element. Art is not decoration here, it is a defining feature. Whether abstract, sculptural, or photographic, it brings individuality and depth to the space. Industrial walls provide the perfect backdrop, making every piece stand out. Think of art as part of the architecture rather than an afterthought. A luxe loft without art feels incomplete, like a sentence without punctuation. Let light lead the atmosphere. Natural light is a luxury in itself, and in loft spaces, it often pours in through large windows. Use it as the starting point of your design, enhancing it with layered artificial lighting. Chandeliers, wall sconces, and floor lamps should be diverse but always curated, mixing crystal, antique, and modern without sharpness or clutter. Light defines mood, soft and warm for intimacy, bright and clear for energy. In Luxe Loft, lighting is not utility, it is atmosphere. Bring nature in with subtlety. Plants, branches, or natural textures soften the industrial edge and bring life to the space. But this is not a jungle. Greenery should be sculptural and purposeful. A single bonsai, a vase with seasonal branches, or a low arrangement of herbs in the kitchen can transform the mood. Nature here is about balance and breath, not dominance. Done right, it feels effortless, refined, and grounding. Designed for living, not just looking. A Luxe Loft is not a museum, it's a home. Every principle must lead back to comfort, functionality, and the rhythm of daily life. The sofa should invite you in, the kitchen should inspire you to cook, the dining table should welcome conversation. Luxury here is not fragile or untouchable, it's robust and designed to be lived in. The true beauty of Luxe Loft is that it works just as well on a Monday morning as it does at a Saturday night gathering. We would like to hear from you. Drop us a comment. Which of these principles would you start with in your home? That is Luxe Loft, a style born from contrast, grounded in structure, balanced by proportion, and elevated by luxury. It's where raw industrial strength meets curated elegance, creating spaces that are both bold and serene. Choosing this path means more than designing a home. It's about shaping an environment that supports your life, your personality, and your sense of calm. Every material, every object, and every surface is intentional, creating a harmony that feels effortless yet profoundly considered. Living in a Luxe Loft escape allows you to experience the energy of urban architecture alongside the quiet refinement of luxury finishes. It's a home that inspires, comforts, and elevates your everyday moments. In essence, it transforms your living space into a personal retreat, a sanctuary that is uniquely yours, timeless, and unforgettable.
We welcome your feedback in the comments on what you'd like to see on the Lift On channel in the future. If you want to support the channel, please use Super Thanks. Your support means a lot. It helps us continue providing valuable content. Thank you for your generosity. Please press like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to catch up on more videos. See you soon and have a good day.